you've coached senior executives from various industries and regions, and you and I have talked about this outside of this session. I wanted to know, are there any common leadership challenges that you've observed across different cultures and industries? And if so, how do you address them in your coaching?
The first one is time. Very early on in my coaching career, I said, I'm not going to allow people, I'm not going to give them the opportunity to say, we can't work on this. I can't develop myself because there isn't enough time. I have an exercise, it's called the 3I exercise that I work with folks, which literally gives them between 6 and 8 hours a week back with no deterioration in performance, no deterioration in relationship in the relationships they have, but it allows them to elevate and extract themselves from the day to day and to be able to use time to their advantage. And once we have these blocks of time that you can then put back into the day, and you can either leave them open or you can fill them with what you choose. My challenge to people is to find yourself an hour a day, block it out in the
Mhm,
calendar, find an hour a day that's currently empty. And most
mhm.
people say to me when I start working with them, Jamie, you're crazy. Do you have any idea? Have you seen my calendar? But how would that help you to organize or be more productive or effective with the time you have available? Or you can use that time. If somebody says, I have a really big problem, you have that time available. But most
Mhm.
of the time I see people are double booked or triple booked, and it just feels like that they're being suffocated. And it's very hard to operate with finesse and with
Mhm.
ease and with mastery and with grace if your time is not your own.
I like what you mentioned in the book about scheduling time for that reflection, whether it is just reflecting on what's happening in the day, or if it's an opportunity for you to strategize on a project or what have you, but being intentional about setting that time.
The second one that most people make, but leaders do too, is thinking that other people are motivated the same way that they are. And so, typically, sort of the leaders are going to be driven, ambitious, A-type, they're action oriented. And so a lot of times they can judge is the problem. It's not seeing that motivation as being different, but judging it as different and not understanding that a really good team comprises lots of people with different motivations.